Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends 85th anniversary Astonishing X-Men Wolverine. And this, to me, this is the Wolverine that I grew up with. This is what he looked like for me when I was growing up in the early 2000s. So this is a long time coming and a figure that I have been desperately wanting for so long. And he only has a couple things that do bother me a little bit. But other than that, this figure is just everything that I wanted. And this year has been such a good, these last couple years actually, but like this year especially has been a really solid year for figures that I either had in Toy Biz form or really wanted from Toy Biz that I never got. And like, I mean, if I bring in, this Wolverine or this Iron Man with this Wolverine, this right here, two of my favorite Toy Biz figures that they redid for Hasbro. And it's just, oh man, that's so awesome, because this is the era of comics that I grew up with, like I said. So this is just so cool to have these, because like so many people have gotten their versions, and like I've gotten my versions that like I've, loved. Like I love the classic stuff, I do. But like the stuff that I grew up on, getting that now in figure form is just so incredibly special. And it's something that I didn't even know that I really like wanted or needed necessarily until they showed it, and it just tickled that nostalgia for me. And that was just, it's something special, it's really cool. But without further ado, let's get into what Logan comes with. So as you can see on him right now, he does have a pair of fists that have the claws, and the way that they put these in the package, they're damn near perfect, which is so awesome. And I hope they do this going forward, because these look absolutely phenomenal on both sides. Like they're not warped in any sort of way. They're not pinched together, anything like that. I think they're just attached the way that we're used to. So these actually should be, if anyone's wanting to use like the Can of Beams claws, you hopefully can do that on him. But then he also has this angry gritted teeth head sculpt with the mask, which looks really good. Unfortunately though, he doesn't have an alternate head that's stoic for the masked head. That is, that is a bit of a bummer. But also, with the fact that it's Wolverine, he is pissed off most of the time. So, like, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just something of note, to think about. And then as for head sculpts, he does come with an alternate Logan head, which this looks really good. I don't personally care for this. I'm going to be honest with you. I much rather prefer the head that I put on the 2-pack Wolverine. But, like, it looks great. It absolutely... Okay, I'm throwing things. It actually looks really good. It's just not my personal look for Logan. And then he does come with a pair of fists that don't have the claws, which these look really good. They have, like, the wrinkles and everything on them to show that they're gloves. The silver's painted very well. These look great. They have the back and forth hinges as well. And then probably the coolest accessories that he comes with, we have a pointing hand and an open hand with the, his actual claw ports sculpted onto them, which is really cool. So you can actually get him having some more expression in his gestures and everything. You can have him pointing at somebody, giving him a high five, choking somebody. You can do all that sort of stuff, which is really cool. I love that we have those options. I hope that they use these for other Wolverines going forward as well. And now taking a closer look at the detail on Logan. We already talked about the head, but let's look at that a little bit more. He does have like the seam line going down, which goes down the front. And, obviously the more modernized look, which goes along with Astonishing and everything like that. The yellow, blue, and black, aka just a modern, well, now it's, I guess, kind of classic, but a modern rendition of his classic costume, which is really cool. And I hope that this is kind of what we see in the MCU, in my opinion. This is what I'd like to see. That or the brown costume. I love the brown costume. The way that they did the shoulder pads on this too, which I've been asking for this for a while, they did it on like the shoulder cap, so it actually rotates with the arm and all that stuff. It's not pegged in like the 97 one, which I personally love, so I'm really glad about that. He's got the tiger stripes up here, which look really good. Same with down here. He's got these little rectangles on the gloves here on both sides. These look really good. He's got the arm hair, which is sculpted and painted beautifully. He's got quite a lot of it, which is very accurate, and I love that. His X belt looks really good. It's got the silver on it, the reds. No real paint rub either on this, which is really nice. He's got the blues going all the way down, like we have with the gloves, to match the boots. He's got the yellow rectangles on there, the black trim going throughout. All of it just looks so good. I absolutely love it aesthetically, and mostly the articulation, but let's get into that and we'll go over why I do have some gripes. So taking a look at his articulation, like I said, he does have the dumbbell, which is not a problem because, well, actually this is a bit longer of a peg, unfortunately, so we'll have to futz around with that and see what I can do with that. But because of that, you can't really get him to look up. He can look down, though. Can tilt, rotate, all that good stuff. But yeah, he can't really look up, which is unfortunate. You can kind of finagle it a little bit, so it's not bad, but you might have to heat it up and bend it like some people do with the Renew Your Vows body. As for his shoulders, they are on that cap, like I said before, so his arms go out that far. They rotate all the way around. No issue with the shoulder cap whatsoever. He has butterfly joints, can go that far forward, that far back, which pretty good. Pretty good, actually. He's got a bicep swivel, which is really nice. He's got double jointed elbows that go up that far. All of his hands have the back and forth hinge, but of course they rotate as well. He has the Renew Your Vows, speaking of Renew Your Vows, the articulation set up from that. So he's got the diaphragm swivel, which is really good. Can go forward, back, you know, all that stuff. And then with the ab crunch, because he has that as well, can go all the way down, back, all that good stuff. As for his legs, they go out all the way, can go that far forward and that far back. He has a thigh swivel, double jointed knees that go back almost all the way. And my biggest point of contention, he doesn't have a boot swivel, which is so unfortunate. Why did they not give him a boot swivel? This figure easily would have been like my #1 figure of the year had he had the boot swivel. Why, Hasbro? Why did you not give him a boot swivel? That's so disappointing. But he does have, you know, of course, the ankle joint, so his ankles can go back that far, up that far, and of course, ankle pivot. But man, why no boot swivel? That should be standard. That just should be standard. And now on to some size comparisons. Here he is next to Storm and then the Astonishing Cyclops, and I think these three look great together. They're both taller than Logan. Some people, I think, have said that this figure might be just a tad too tall, but it doesn't really bother me. He's shorter than both of them, and that's really what matters to me personally. But, you know, we all like our characters different varying heights and whatnot. So for some Civil War era-ish stuff, we've got the Extremis armor, and then the, I say ish because of this Spider-Man, the Renew Your Vows Spidey, which these three look great together. I love this. This is just, oh man, it just tickles that nostalgia bone for me. And then this right here, this, to me, this was my Toy Biz stuff growing up. I really wanted Iron Man, never got him, still don't have him actually. But the Astonishing Wolverine and the Ultimate Captain America are two of my favorite Toy Biz figures. So having the two of them together and then having the three of them together like this is just so cool. And then here he is next to the 2-pack of Wolverine and Sabretooth from the, what is it? How many years of Wolverine? 50 years of Wolverine or something like that, which is pretty awesome. And I love that this figure came out this year too. Like, we got, in my opinion, these are the two best Wolverine figures that we've gotten in a very long time. And I could not be happier with them to a degree. There's obviously things that I would change, but God, I wish that we had boot swivel on this Wolverine. Why don't we have boot swivel on him? But here, while I have this, let's go ahead and do some swaps. That way you guys can kind of see what you're cooking with here if you want to get your customization on. So the head sits a little low for me, I'm going to be honest, but it doesn't look bad skin tone wise at least. I feel like he looks a lot more short and squat, so I think that might be what some people are liking with that. And then let's put on the team suit head onto this body and see how that's looking, because I prefer this head more. So I think it might be a little too classic, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I feel like it looks good. So I don't think that's too bad. I think that's pretty solid. Wow, look at how far we've come though, because like the application of the face printing tech and everything like that on this one versus the team suit one is just wow. Honestly, I might raise this head up and it might be my main Wolverine head. Damn, I really was not too keen on this head, and as the review has gone on, I kind of like it a lot more. I think what kind of bugged me a little bit is he didn't really have as much of a widow's peak, which I do kind of like my Wolverine to have a little bit of a widow's peak-ish, at least a simulated one, if anything else. But I really am liking that head sculpt a lot more now, which I also never went ahead and showed what that looked like on this body. So let's go ahead and do that as well for you guys too. So yeah, there's that, which that looks pretty good. Overall, like I said, I've been wanting this figure for a very long time, and we finally have it, and I couldn't be happier, other than the neck mod, which, you know, we're used to having to do that when it comes to having the dumbbell joint, so that's really not a big deal to me personally. But God, not having the boot swivel, why, Hasbro? Why would you not give him the boot swivel? Like I said earlier, that should be always, it has to be part of a figure. Like, there is no reason to not have a boot swivel. It really, that just docks it a lot of points for me, because that's one thing that it should have happened. Like, why does it not have a boot swivel? But other than that, aesthetically, the accessories, the way the claws were put in the box so they actually look straight and all that stuff, you don't have to go about trying to customize those or anything. This figure is so good, and other than the boot swivel, it's perfect to me. But this is the Wolverine that I grew up on. This is my Wolverine, and I wanted it to be perfect. It's not perfect, but it's damn close. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.